Hello, I'm Mantastic and Fantastic, and today I'm just going to be going over the new Sarasvati leader skill changes as well as the awakenings that transpired in the most recent maintenance. So, prior to this, Sarasvati was a glass cannon leader who could achieve 100 times damage while stacking water rows, and you basically could blow up anything. The main problem with her was that she is a glass cannon, so there's no health or recovery component, along with having issues with damage control and being very orb hungry. You required at least 12 water orbs to achieve your 100 times, and at that point you pretty much blew everything up. 11 is your 56.25, but anything under you would not kill. So you had issues like you would do like crazy damage or no damage. So she had no happy middle ground. And maybe Gung Ho was listening to players, but they have modified her leader skills so now that she is actually a more easy to activate 100 times. Like she was already easy, now she's even easier. So her leader skill is now 2 times attack for water attribute, 2.5 times attack with 2 water combos, and 5 times with 3 combos. So that means she has a passive 2 times at all the time for water cards. So you're always going to have 2 times. So dual Sarasvati, it's 4 times passively. So I'm going to just show you this handy chart here. So her old leader skill, it took a lot of effort to activate. You'd require basically 11 for 56.25 and 12 for 100 times with the row. Now, this new scaling leader skill, you have 4 times to start with, but then you get 25 times at 6 water orbs. And 25 times is respectable, like it does modest damage. So you're actually able to have some decent output. Once you achieve 9, you actually get 100 times because 3 unique water combos. And this opens up new sub potential on Sarasvati teams because you are able to utilize 2-prong attacks more often because of the fact that you can use less water orbs to trigger 100 times. Now, your maximum damage is still the same because obviously once you have 12 orbs you can make a row, and that's the same as it was beforehand. So nothing changes at the higher amounts, but she gained benefit at the lower amount of water orbs. In addition, she actually gained a skill boost and a skill bind resist, which basically covered all the holes she had in her team because she was vulnerable to skill binds. Now she's not, so your team building is even easier, especially in solo mode. So I want to just showcase like how this new leader skill works. So we're going to do a special transition to... So I am in Endless Corridors. I'm playing with myself because I want to show the difference between like high 2-prong damage sub make. Because Fantastic has Orochi and Awoken Sun Clone, so he has cards that can deal huge burst damage with 2 prongs. So if you notice here, when I match, if I do just 1 water combo, you see nothing happens. But there's actually a passive 4 times damage you see here. It's like suddenly 4 times damage. Obviously that's trivial, it does nothing. I'm going to use Fantastic right now. And I'm just going to show you what it looks like when you match 2 water combos. Because this is important because with 2 water combos you actually get 25 times. However, it's only going to show 6.25 times. And you are thinking like, why does it show 6.25 times? I think I did something wrong. The reason is because of the fact that she has the passive multiplier where it's 2 times or 4 times of dual leaders damage to water attributes. That is a passive effect. It will never show on the screen. So you are never going to see like the big numbers that you used to. You're not going to see 100 times anymore or 25 times or whatever number. You're going to see this lower number and just multiply it by 4 in your head because that multiplier is always occurring. And it doesn't show on the screen because if you're using a non-water card, they wouldn't be receiving it, so it would be misleading to say 100 times, and that non-water card was benefiting from that. So, as you saw there, 2 combos resulted in 6.25, which is 25 times damage. So I am going to try and use more. So I'm going to use Reunite and just try and get 9, so I have close enough to 9. So I'm going to match 3 sets of water combos and just show you, like, so there, you see there's 3 sets of water combos. I'm not trying to maximize the board or anything, but I just want to show you that 3 water combos with modest damage, and everyone's 297, some comboing. Okay, I got Skyfall, so that kind of ruined it. But you see, it only shows 25 times damage. So obviously that had a lot of Skyfall, so that's kind of a misleading amount of damage I dealt. But the damage is big still. So I am just going to pop... who do I pop? I'm going to pop Blue Sonya and just see what happens. So I'm not going to try and maximize the board here. I just want to try and do like small 3 water combos, and that's it. That's all I'm trying to do, just to show you how much damage you actually deal. Perfect. So I only got 3 water combos and a total of 6. So if you look closely, everyone's dealing over 1 million damage. So you can do more than 1 million damage with just 9 water orbs. So that's about 6 million per card. provided your entire team is hyper-maxed, which my team is. So now I want to basically just showcase what two prongs look like, how they affect, and the comparison to using cards that like just being a row-based team. So you see, I'm going to try and just clear off my board. Trying not to match my water. So, yeah, close. So, it's going to go to Fantastic, who has all the two-prong attack cards. So, I'm going to use Fantastic now. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's 10. So that's one two-prong I can make. So I'm going to show you what it looks like with one two-prong. Trying not to match too many other combos. Oops. Alright, so that is perfect. So it's one two-prong. There's no water Skyfall, so that shouldn't occur. So 7 combos, 100 times with one two-prong. Look at Orochi, look at Sunquan. Orochi hits 3.3, Sunquan hits 2.8. Everyone else hit like 1.7-ish or so. So like there is obviously a large jump in damage. So I use 10 water orbs. However, I want to try to figure out how I can make this more even. So if I use Blue Sonya here, I'm going to get a better board. So that's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So if I get 14 here, I'm going to pass it back to Fantastic here. Because I just want to show you like two prongs how it looks when you use two prongs. So I am just going to focus on making two-prong matches, and that's it. I don't really care about board optimization or whatnot. So I just want to show you what 3 two-prongs look like on 100 times damage. Just showing you that. So there's only 5 combos. 5.6 million, 4.2 on Sunquan. So pretty big damage, but the other cards are not hitting very hard. So now let's experiment and see how much damage I can actually deal with a bigger board change. So I'm going to pass it back to Fantastic. I can't do that. Just doing that. I'm going to use Mori Montanari on Fantastic to get more orbs. I'm trying not to use the Skyfall buff because that will influence it. So obviously I have more water orbs. But the thing is, when you have this many water orbs, you can't effectively break them up in 2 prongs. So obviously I'm matching more water orbs. Instead of matching 12, I'm going to match more. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I can make 3 rows from this. And obviously I could maybe match a decent amount of 2 prongs, but I'm going to achieve nowhere near the same amount of success as I would have rows. So I'm going to pass it to Fantastic, or Mantastic, just to show you who has more water row awakenings. So you can see how much damage you can actually output. So I'm going to match combos to illustrate how hard you hit with. So there, this will actually give me 3 rows, and obviously enough combos. So here comes 3 rows, and let's look at the damage. There's no Skyfalls of water, because that can be misleading. So I made 3 rows. Obviously I matched about 20-ish water orbs. But look, 13 million, 12, like everyone's hitting above 10 million now. So rows are still the way to go for Sarasvati. Rows and orb enhances, actually. They are still the most effective way to use Sarasvati because you can maximize overflowing boards. Like, if you look here, like, you want to match rows when you get higher and higher up. Like, obviously, it's hard to show because I might make such a big table, but you can obviously fit in 3 rows once you have 18 to 20 water orbs of this cascade staggering. So the damage is definitely there. Like, obviously 2 prongs do work. It's going to be more beneficial for maybe easier dungeons where your damage requirement isn't as high. But the thing I don't like about 2 prongs is that Sarasvati doesn't have 2 prongs, so it's not as beneficial, and you don't use the board as effectively, whereas when you flood the board with water orbs and you say a Mori Montanari or a Blue Sonya active, or even a Ryune plus Hermes, you will flood the board with water. You can't make 2 prongs as efficiently because you're going to have clumped, and you're better off just making the rows. Like, the damage is huge. Like, I can easily hit 10 million plus per card. That's a lot better than a few cards hitting like 5, 6 million. So, because I made 3 2 prongs, that's almost the maximum you could. You could probably get a 4th one in there somewhere, but the point being is, it's not as efficient. Like, your damage is less efficient with 2 prongs. So I still like rows, I still like orb enhances, but now at least you have the option of running 2 prong subs and being able to utilize them, because now you can actually trigger damage more easily. Like, if you have 10 water orbs, you still get 100 times, and you still get a 2 prong in there. Pretty good, I'd say. Because before, of 10 water orbs, you only had 25 times, and you made a row and a single 2 prong. Nowhere near the same strength. So that's just like how I like to use my Sarasvati team. I'm not really changing anything in my team. It's just more so I don't have to use actives as liberally as I used to beforehand. So hopefully this video is informative. Hopefully it addresses how the leader skill works, because now you will see only 25, not 100 times. So it may seem smaller, but you're actually hitting the same amount. Nothing has changed in terms of peak damage. It's just the damage at lower water orb combo counts has been increased, or lower water orb matches, basically. So the guide is going to be in the YouTube video description below. It's pretty detailed. Obviously, I just updated it for the new leader skill changes, but I still am pretty much using the same subs I had before. I still recommend the same team lineup, so on and so forth, because I don't want to really change her playstyle, because I'm still using her for tough dungeons where you need explosive damage. You're not playing her for the easier content because it's not as efficient, because it's not as quick, and you have to be more orb hungry, active hungry, so on and so forth. So you're still using her for like explosive damage, but you now at least have the opportunity to maybe match 100 times and kill off modest boss floors with only 9 water orbs. So, thank you very much for watching, have a mantastic day, and happy puzzling!